It's time to dive deep into a story that's got everyone talking across social media. The celebrity gossip mill is buzzing again, and this time, it involves rapper Yo Gotti and the always glamorous Angela Simmons. Just when fans thought their romance had quieted down, a surprising twist has brought their names back into the spotlight. Rumor has it that Yo Gotti didn't just stop at a breakup. He may have thrown major shade by suggesting that Angela Simmons is on the hunt for a sugar daddy. That's right. The same Angela he once publicly crushed on may now be the target of some thinly veiled commentary. But is there any truth to this? Let's break it all down. First, let's revisit the backstory. Yo Gotti and Angela Simmons have history. Real, public, documented history. Back in 2015, Gotti made headlines when he dropped his hit single Down in the DM, where he famously rapped, "I got a crush on Angela Simmons." It wasn't just a bar, it was a declaration. Fans instantly caught onto it, and from that moment on, people began rooting for them. It became one of those moments where art and real life collided, and soon enough, that lyric turned into reality. Years later, the two were seen together on various occasions, and by 2023, they had officially confirmed their relationship. Gotti wasn't just admiring her from afar anymore. Angela Simmons was his partner. Social media celebrated what seemed like a full-circle moment of rapper meets dream girl. But fast forward a little, and the fairy tale vibes started to fade. Their social media presence began to change. Fans who had grown used to seeing their cute vacation pics and luxury dates noticed that the couple suddenly stopped posting about each other. No more Instagram stories, no more red carpet appearances, just silence. Soon after, speculation grew that the couple had quietly gone their separate ways. No official breakup announcement was ever made, but the signs were there. As is often the case in Hollywood, silence usually signals that something is up. Now here's where things take a turn. Recently, Yo Gotti appeared in a behind-the-scenes interview, and while he never mentioned Angela by name, he made a comment that had fans raising eyebrows everywhere. Speaking on the state of modern relationships, Gotti said, "These women out here don't want love, they want luxury. They don't want a partner, they want a provider. Some of them just out here looking for a sugar daddy." On the surface, it might seem like a generic observation about dating culture, but the timing and context had fans convinced there was more to it. Shortly after Gotti's comments, Angela Simmons was spotted living it up on a luxurious girls' trip to Dubai. The pictures painted a scene of extravagant living, private jets, designer outfits, luxury cars, and high-end dining experiences. Naturally, fans began to connect the dots. Was Yo Gotti subtly suggesting that Angela was now living that high-rolling lifestyle by depending on someone else's wallet? Or was it just an unfortunate coincidence? Social media didn't hesitate to run with it. Twitter exploded with reactions. One user tweeted, "Yo Gotti really called Angela Simmons a gold digger without saying her name. That's wild." Another wrote, "So he chased her for years, finally got her, and now he's throwing shade. Nah, that's toxic." The court of public opinion quickly formed its own narrative. Some believed Gotti's statement was a petty post-breakup jab, while others felt it was a broader commentary on how fame and money influence relationships. Meanwhile, Angela didn't sit completely silent, at least not entirely. She didn't name names or address Gotti directly, but she posted a cryptic Instagram story that read, "They always try to rewrite your story when they can't control the narrative." To many, that sounded like a clear clapback. A dignified one, yes, but a response nonetheless. It gave fans the impression that she wasn't going to let anyone define her value or her intentions. The fan base remains divided. Some are siding with Yo Gotti, saying that after being in the relationship, maybe he saw things we didn't. That perhaps the fairy tale wasn't as magical behind closed doors. Others are firmly backing Angela, arguing that she's a businesswoman, a mother, and someone who has always earned her own money. They say it's unfair to slap the sugar baby label on a woman simply because she enjoys a luxury lifestyle. After all, Angela Simmons is the daughter of Rev Run and has had success in fashion, fitness, and television. She's not new to this. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the way both parties have chosen to handle it. Yo Gotti, always cool and calculated, didn't go into detail or start airing dirty laundry. But that one comment he made was enough to spark widespread speculation. Angela, on the other hand, has kept her public responses minimal and classy. No tell-all interviews, no social media rants, just a few carefully chosen words that say more than 1,000 hashtags ever could. In the midst of this whirlwind, we also have to consider the broader cultural implications. Accusations like these, whether veiled or direct, tap into long-standing stereotypes about women and wealth, especially Black women in the public eye. There's a dangerous narrative that if a woman embraces luxury, she must not be earning it herself. It erases her hustle, her ambition, and her right to enjoy the fruits of her labor. Angela Simmons has worked hard to create her own empire, and reducing her to someone looking for a provider oversimplifies and undermines her entire brand. Adding fuel to the fire, some gossip blogs begin digging into Angela's recent social media activity, speculating on who may be funding her trips. Unverified claims, mystery men spotted in the background of photos, and anonymous tips started circulating. While none of this is confirmed, it highlights how quickly public narratives can spiral, especially when you're a celebrity whose love life is constantly under scrutiny. The narrative becomes less about truth and more about perception, and in the age of viral content, perception is everything. Fans have also pointed out how this moment reflects a larger pattern in hip-hop culture. Men who idolize women from a distance, only to belittle them once the fantasy doesn't align with reality. It's the "I love you until you stop playing the role I imagined for you" syndrome. Yo Gotti's song may have romanticized Angela, but real relationships are complex, and when those complexities come to light, admiration can sometimes sour into resentment. As the story continues to unfold, one thing is clear: Angela Simmons is not shrinking in the face of speculation. If anything, she seems to be rising above it, focused on her work, her family, and maintaining her poise. She's not engaging in messy back and forths or letting the headlines define her. And that in itself is powerful. On the flip side, Gotti's reputation hasn't taken a massive hit, but his comment has certainly sparked conversation about what men say post-breakup and what it reveals about them. Intentional or not, words carry weight. And in the court of public opinion, subtle digs can do more damage than outright insults. So, what's the truth here? Is Yo Gotti really implying that Angela Simmons is looking for a sugar daddy? Or are people reading too much into a generic comment about dating culture? It's hard to say for sure. In the world of celebrity relationships, perception is everything. Even the slightest comment can set off a storm of interpretations. And when you've got two high-profile individuals with a public history, the audience is always watching, always guessing, always ready to choose a side. Regardless of who you believe or where your loyalty lies, this story is a reminder of how quickly admiration can turn into accusation in the spotlight. Just a few years ago, Yo Gotti was the poster child for persistence, turning lyrics into love. Now he's potentially painting the same woman as someone chasing luxury over loyalty. It's a sharp contrast, and it shows how complicated relationships can get, especially when fame, money, and public scrutiny are involved. At the end of the day, one thing is clear: Angela Simmons doesn't need anyone to define her. Whether she's single or not, whether she's dating or not, she remains an influential woman who has built a name for herself far beyond the tabloid drama. And Yo Gotti, well, he'll continue making music and headlines, sometimes both at once. But next time he speaks, people will definitely be listening a little more closely. So, what do you think? Was Yo Gotti taking a direct shot at Angela Simmons, or was his comment blown out of proportion? Do you think Angela's luxury lifestyle is her own doing, or is there someone behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you.